Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review. I'm going to be talking about my favorite show. Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 1. I love all these ladies. So, one or two that ain't really my cup of tea, but I love them for the show. Let me tell you this. Ain't no hatred. Everybody can get it. Everybody can get some love too. Now, we ain't going to do no more problems with finances. Ain't no husbands going to mess up nobody's finances no more. Ain't no wife on this show going to turn around and tell folks that, their issues at the doctor's office ain't worth listening to and ain't worth, adhering to. Everybody's going to get a fair chance, and ain't nobody's fertility going to be questioned. It's just going to be a clean slate. Because last year was a kerfuffle of child. Last year was a kerfuffle because it was stuff going on last year. Everybody know. Women's fertility was on the brink of. Oh, child. If it wasn't, let's just hope she really learned her lesson. Now, we're going to move on from that. Yes. All right, housekeeping. If you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, especially the likes and the subscriptions. I'm on my way to 1,000. I appreciate all the love. Now, I got some bad news just on my personal life, and I'm going to try and get through this because, I don't want every word to be a cuss word right now. I'm even laughing because I have to. Sometimes you got to laugh, keep from crying, child. And especially when you really, do I have control over this? Well, I tell you what, all the cussing and the loudness they gonna hear it, but y'all may hear a little differently, because I'm talking about the show. But all of my frustration and angst and anger, they gonna hear at a loud volume with a whole lot of profane words being spoken, because it's well deserved. If you know, just saying. Okay, so back to my favorite ladies on this boob tube we call World Wide Web Television. Again, Married to Medicine, Season 11, Episode 1. Okay, so we start off right with Cecil and Dr. Simone talking about the 35th college reunion. And back in the day, they was at the Freaknik. If you know, you know. Now, I heard about it being here on the West Coast. I was like, what's all this Freaknik stuff talking about? Now, mind you, 35 years ago, I was very much a minor. So I couldn't go if I wanted to. So by the time I got grown enough to even think about going, it was over. As far as I know, I didn't hear much about it. It was what it was. I'm like, well, But then last year, they came out with this documentary situation where they put up all the VH tapes and put them on digital and put all that stuff that they have recorded back then for us to see. I haven't even watched it yet. Maybe I should go watch it. Yeah, I'm going to watch it this week if I can tie it into my busy schedule, child. You know what? I made a list of all the movies and documentaries and things I wanted to see last year. I got to find that piece of. I'll probably throw it away, child. I'm gonna make a new one. That on top of anything Giselle has been in that I have missed. I'm ashamed to say I forgot to watch The Great Debaters. Child. That was so long ago. Oh, I'm ashamed, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. So Cecil and Dr. Simone bring up the freaknik of the late 80s. Like I said, I was a minor. I wasn't, again, didn't really know what freaknik. I knew it was something nasty because they had freak in the word. But but they're gonna recreate for their college memories and friends and carrying on and call it Whitnik, which is cute. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So pretty much, Dr. Simone is hesitant about what's her name? Quad, even though she dog Quad out at the reunion, bringing up her, the unfortunate demise of the little baby in her pool. Everybody was like, don't do it, don't do it. Even Quad was like, don't do it, Simone, don't do it. And she did it anyway. So, and she got a lot of heat for it, a lot of flack. And then had the audacity to blame Quad for being even more mad based off of social media's comments. No, she was mad because of you. We all saying the same thing Quad's saying and thinking. And apparently you too, because you got called to the carpet by your own friends. And now, what's her name? Dr. Simone is willing to admit that she was wrong. Girl, see, I'm getting mad all over again because if you check out my review from that reunion, you're gonna hear why I'm stuttering, like I was stuttering in, and ooh, boils my blood when heifers act like they are above reproach. See, I don't know why Dr. Simone thinks she's the HBIC. Whew. Anywho, like I was saying. So Cecil, who is, the balance in that relationship, let her know that why won't you, have a conversation or a talk with Quad? Well, Quad hasn't reached out to me. You're the one who did her wrong. How many minutes is it? See, I'm almost about to start talking. I almost started saying something. Dr. Simone, you are not all that. I'm sorry. I mean, you're not all that. Dr. Simone, you're not, if you listen, watch and listen, Dr. Simone, you're not all that, honey. It's time for you to get off that imaginary high horse of yours and humble yourself. Like your friend Dr. Jackie did when Dr. Jackie said the wrong thing she said about Black women's health. So what if they want some time off? They pregnant. Give it to them. And who are you, the time off police? I thought you were just conducting physicals on pregnant women. Why are you trying to police their time off from work? If they have a complaint, honor it. Why? That doesn't even affect you. If they're making a valid complaint, that was last year. Calm down. That was last year. Like I was saying, humble yourself, Dr. Simone. You are not above reproach. Like I said 3-4 times already, and you need to, get your ish together, like your husband say, and still watch the finances because there's other, people out there trying to steal folks' money for apps and carrying on. They don't make no sense. All right, what else happened? So next we see Quad getting a visit from Dr. Heavenly. She brings some flowers and carrying on. She dropped the vase in the yard and break it, glass everywhere and carrying on. So Quad and her big old booty answer the door. Beautiful house, and they're just talking everything. And like Dr. Simone said, Quad is saying the same thing. There's so much alike. It's a trip. Quad is saying, well, she reached out to me, and yes, what she did said was wrong. But they keep flashing back to when they were hugging right after the wrong things that Dr. Simone said, and that's what also Dr. Simone said to Cecil. Now they're kind of going back and forth. You know how production do. Cecil and Dr. Simone, as well as Quad and Dr. Heavenly. they're really kind of going back and forth about what Dr. Simone said and how wrong she was. They're both saying that so-and-so ain't reached out to me. So, and Dr. Simone did mention how her and Quad have more of a superficial relationship versus Dr. Heavily, because keep calling him Doctor, because Cecil mentioned, how can you get over so quickly and get right back into the swing of things with Dr. Heavenly, considering the things she said, but you can't do the same for Quad. And Quad ain't said nothing remotely the same as Dr. Heavenly, and her trifling mouth can be. Hey, Dr. Heavenly, if you're watching, girl, you know how trifling your mouth can be. So, for some reason, well, this is what I believe. I don't think Dr. Simone can handle Quad. Because if they really got into it, Quad would be not just reading Dr. Simone down, but really putting the onus on Dr. Simone based off of the wrong things Dr. Simone has said. Now, it's more so the wrong things that Quad may do, but it doesn't really, it's nearly tantamount to what Dr. Simone says. Because get a little liquor in her, it's a wrap, and it's the truth. She like her brown, just like Dr. Heavenly. But pretty much saying the same thing. But what I was surprised was Dr. Heavenly apologized to Quad for how she came at Quad so harshly. She didn't feel Quad deserved that type of rebuttal. And Heavenly said the same thing about the other ladies. It wasn't that deep for them to go so hard on Quad, but that's what they do. Old Southern Black women. Sorry, y'all. It is what it is. I listen, I'm talking from experience, so I know what I know. Because I've had both old women from the North and old Southern women. So I know what I'm talking about. And it's just not just from my experience, just noticing things, how they have different ways of dealing with things. It's more harsher coming from an old Black Southern woman. I think it has something to do with the history of physical abuse in the South. Excuse me. And how more accepting it is versus the North. It is what it is. It's called PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. That's how I see it. I am not a what do you call it? Psychiatrist, nor am I a psychologist, nor do I have a degree or specific training in this line of medicine. However, I know what I know. I read what I read. I've experienced what I've experienced, and it's my channel. I can say what I want. Now, back to Dr. Heavenly. Pretty much just letting Quad know that, it's all good. And again, she sincerely apologizes. And, just make sure that Quad reaches out to Simone, Dr. Simone. Next we see SweetT and Dr. G. They're talking about working on making babies, and they're really happy together and yada, yada. They go over to Phaedra house so her sons can teach SweetT how to swim. She know how to float, but, she did some good. Dr. G is coaching from the sidelines, and they making fun of him. Won't you get in and help? He's like, nah, I'm just here for the food. And then Phaedra and her big old butt and big old thighs, she's so pretty, come out and get some refreshments in her red Versace robe with gold outline. And pretty much just brings up, so what's up with Dr. Heaven and your wife? Are they going to make it or what? What's going on? And Dr. G was like, well, what she said was just, over the top and way too much. And he also mentioned how him and Dr. Damon are really trying to get back on track, because it just seems like Dr. Damon won't, of course, well, I'll say this. He can't control Dr. Heavenly because she voicely and boldly and pronounces that he can. She does. She lives for him pretty much. It's all about, it's his world, and she's going to do what he say. Now, she may, go against that and apologize later, but for the most part, he needs to be checking her. And I guess they want to see him check her on camera, But I don't think so. I just feel as though he needs to check her. But it's good for the show. I just know that she couldn't talk to me like that because it will be a motherfucking problem. That's all I got to say. Next, we see the Kinds invites the Whitmores for hibachi. Ooh, child. It was a wonderful night until Cecil brings up SweetT. I don't know if it was the same night of SweetT getting the swim lessons from Phaedra's kids, but until Cecil brought up SweetT, boy, Dr. Damon says, like Dr. G says, he's into mending things, but at the same time, don't come for his wife. Well, that may be what you want, but that probably it's not gonna happen, because just like she can go at one of the doctors or the husbands, they should be able to go back at her. It is what it is, and I'm not saying tit for tat. It's just a fair exchange and a robbery. Or check your wife and tell her to stop saying certain things against the husbands. So it doesn't make sense that Dr. Damon expects Dr. G to come to him about his wife, but it's okay for his wife to go at Dr. G. That double standard really ain't. No, that's not respected. It's really not. And I'm with Dr. G and SweetT on this one. Sorry, Dr. Damon, if you're watching, listening, watching. Check your wife, because she gonna listen to you. Again, she may, backslide, but for the most part, she gonna, get it together. She can still be a problem, on the show and go after the wives. I just wouldn't even talk to the husbands no more. It would be, hello, how are you? Good night, goodbye, good morning. I wouldn't have no conversation with none of these husbands that I have an issue with. I wouldn't have none. I would be cordial and polite, and I would just I will continue to go at the women on the show, because like Dr. Heavenly said, when a man goes after the woman, he look kind of, bitch made, but it really don't. Especially if he's not initiating anything, he's addressing you just like Dr. Eugene addressed Quad. He yelled at her, even though she didn't have a man with her, she deserved it. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is. So yeah, so they pretty much, saying, Dr. Simone feels sorry for saying, talking about the, death stuff about Quad's family member. But she don't know that Cecil secretly invited Quad to the Whitnik. Child, that's gonna be funny. Next, we see everybody getting ready for the Whitnik. They showing up in low riders. Dr. Scott and both Dr. Scott and Contessa. That sounds better. I think that's proper English. Both Doctors Contessa and Scott come with SweetT and Dr. G. They didn't know they were coming, but it wasn't as much a surprise as when Quad came. It seemed like production had everybody's mouth wide open when when Quad came, and half wide open when both Dr. Scott and Contessa came. I'm like, what's going on? They didn't know that they were on the show? I guess not. I guess they found out they were on the show at the time of the night of the party. And child, why is Dr. Scott on the stage rapping? Didn't he rap a song to Dr. Contessa 2 seasons ago? Season 9 or something. He was trying to just, relive his glory days, I guess, child. Just like Ashley trying to sing, child. It was way better than Ashley singing, but no secondhand embarrassment. Everybody was like, "Oh, okay." Oh, that's who said I bought that song, streamed it once, and that was it. Not Ashley. If you watch my Real Housewives of Potomac review, you know what I'm talking about, because I've talked about this particular thing about streaming the song. Anyway, so pretty much Dr. Eugene said, yeah, I streamed the song once. I think I gave him a stream. That's pretty much it. I don't even think he bought the song. Oh, Dr. Scott. But he wasn't in it to try and get a Grammy or no, award of any kind. But yeah, that was pretty cute. I don't think it was about Dr. Contest, it was just some random type of rap song, reliving his glory days, I guess, child. I guess. Do what you do. Don't quit your day job, boo. Next we see SweetT talk to Dr. Damon, pretty much letting him know how trifling his wife's words can be on social media. And then Dr. G comes over, and all the while we hear them talking, you hear in the background, what's her name? Dr. Headley looking for Dr. Damon. Damon. You just hear her. First off, before they start talking, you heard her yelling for her man. And so she finally sees him and she, says hello to Dr. G. It was very cordial, very, very surface, like she should be moving forward. And then she goes in on, SweetT calls her BITCH. SweetT says she got one more time to say something derogatory and I'm going to hit her with a cease and desist. And that just really made it worse. Everybody looking and carrying on and looking. And what's her name? Toya said, oh, this is ghetto. She said, I'm going to get my husband go home. Everybody drunk. Everybody can't drive. Everybody about to get drove home, hopefully. Because they drove in, we didn't see, hopefully they got a ride home because everybody, they had 40 ounces. They had all the old gear, the, what do you call those? Biker shorts. Then they had the rolled up denim shorts or cut off denim shorts, like Daisy Dukes. And then the short overalls with one undone. Oh, that was the good old days, child. I'm about to look back into some old pictures and see. Anyway, like I said, I was too young to be at the freaknik. Plus, I couldn't even get there because it was on the East Coast anyway. I'm here in the West Coast. We Tupac, Dre and them, Snoop. E40, rapping Forte, chilling. We was over here drinking gin and juice. Laid back with our money on my mind on our money and our money on our mind, child. Anyway, what else happened? That was pretty much it. Dr. Damon mad at Dr. G for not, sticking up for him, thinking that, making it seem like he can't vouch for him and his non-infidelity, because pretty much that's what SweetT was trying to say. She's like, I didn't say nothing bad about you. I just repeated what your wife said to me. And now she's mad at me and going off and saying derogatory things that may need to get a cease and desist because she can understand the fact that I'm repeating what she said. Now, she lied, she can say she lied. That's one thing we haven't heard Dr. Heavenly say. I was lying. I didn't say that. That's like, I didn't mean to say it like that, or I was lying. That's not what you gotta say. But until then, it is what it is. That was pretty much it, y'all, for season 11, episode 1. Yep, that was it. We're gonna see what's happening in episode 2 because we all know it's gonna be some fisticuffs going on later on in the season. So yeah, that was Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 1. And I'll catch you later. Catch you later. All right, bye. All day.